Hey everyone, welcome back to another second stimulus check and second stimulus package update. So in today's update, I want to take a revisit once again focusing about the Unemployment Benefits Extension LWA program with FEMA, because I think it has been about a week. Because the great news to finally update you guys on is that as of the time that I'm making this video, 44 states have officially paid out their Unemployment Benefits Boost Extension. So we are really just so close. Literally, we just are the last final 6 states away. But the point is that we are making a lot of progress, which is a really great news. So today's video is definitely a lot more focused on if you are someone that's currently still waiting for those last final payments, or if you are one of those 6 states that haven't actually received a payment and you're just still waiting around, this video is definitely for you. Now, if you are someone that has already received 5 to 6 weeks of payment, then you guys are probably on to the next couple of steps. I did make one video focused very specifically about what to expect next and about the next steps that's going to be happening for the future extension. So definitely I'll put that at the end screen, but maybe I'll also talk a little bit about that at the second half of this video. So feel free to, the first half is probably going to be repetitive, so feel free to just skip all the way to the second half right after the chart, which if you have been here for a while, you guys probably know that the way I do a lot of these videos is I put up charts. I basically explain all of the details about different states and then answer a lot of the common questions. But if you are brand new here, welcome, glad to have you guys. Consider subscribing and hitting the bell for future updates about stimulus check, stimulus package, and unemployment benefits extension. But before we begin, make sure to smash the like button because it always really does help to support this channel. Consider subscribing and hitting the bell notification button, and also feel free to comment down your state and the current status that you're currently on with your unemployment, whether or not you're someone that has received all 5 to 6 weeks, or if you are someone that hasn't even received one payment, or if you've received partial payments. Basically, feel free to comment down your state and how many weeks of unemployment you guys have currently received, because as always, it's always great to basically hear from people that are in your actual state from real life experience than simply by following what's basically on the news. And also because then if other people are in your state, you can probably find other people in your state to see whether or not you guys relate and who's on the same exact page. Because as always, we always say is that like in every single state, there's always going to be a percentage of people that go through some kind of delays for various reasons. I did make one video specifically about delays, which once again I'll put at the end screen at the very end of this video so you guys can watch that. And I do have another video about like the future, about what to expect next. So there's a video about the past for anyone that's going through delays, a video about the future for anyone that's already completed payments, and then today's video, which is going to be about the present moment. Okay, with that being said, let's get this video rolling. So the great news as recently shared is that 44 states have officially paid out some part of their unemployment benefits boost extension. So we are waiting on that final 6 states, the final stretch. We're basically right around 90% of this country has received at least some form of payment. We're gonna start by throwing up this chart right here. As always, you guys can basically use this chart to basically find your state. The number that's next to the date, basically that just shows how many weeks have officially been paid inside of your state. And then of course, if it says paid, it means that some amount has been paid. If it says payment pending, it basically means that you guys are probably from one of the states that's still waiting. And if it says depleted, it basically means that your state has likely paid out the complete entirety of 5 to 6 weeks and have also officially ran out of money. So in a way, it's like bad news because you guys have paid out, but it's also good news because it does mean that you guys have officially received, and you guys are basically you guys are definitely ahead of most of this country if you see the word depleted next to your state. So 44 states, including DC, because I consider that kind of as a place, has officially been paid. 30 states have been paid completely, so more than half of this country, which is really good. 14 states have been paid, but they're still waiting for the rest of their payments. 19 states have depleted payments, so that basically means that they've paid completely and they've also ran out of money, because some states have paid completely but they actually still have a little bit of money left. The only reason they can't really give it is because a lot of states cap it at 5 to 6 weeks. It's really just out of fairness. The final 6 states that we are literally still waiting on is Alaska, Kansas, Nevada, New Jersey, Virginia, and Wisconsin. The next two states that are likely going to be paid are Virginia and Kansas. Virginia, I remember because there was a couple people from Virginia here. Virginia was originally planning to do it this week, but they did end up facing delays, sadly. Kansas, I believe, is right on track. They're also going to supposedly try to pay by the end of this week. So Virginia and Kansas are the next two states. California did have partial delays. I talked a little bit about it in the video I made, talking specifically about if you're going through delays, which once again I'll put at the end of this video. In the thumb screen you guys can, in the end screen you guys can basically click. But California, long story short, is that they did run into like a fraud incident where they had to pause new applications and then delayed certain payments for people that have already been approved. They did have to delay it. They recently just picked back up. They recently dealt with the fraud's current incident and situation. I think they resetted their servers. So they just recently picked back up and they should be right on the way. So if you guys are from California, the last states, sadly, I think the last states that they expect to basically get it is probably going to be Nevada and Wisconsin. There were a couple people from Nevada, and I do know that especially because Las Vegas, because they have such a huge hospitality, tourism, entertainment scene, I know that they were hit particularly very, very hard about the pandemic. So you guys have my best wishes, my feels, my support. Just hang in there because I know you guys are so close. And also because Nevada also was the last state that did apply for the unemployment benefits boost extension. So it does make sense they would be the last one to basically receive their actual payment physically deposited into their bank account. Wisconsin, I think, was just a little bit slow. So with Nevada and Wisconsin is probably going to be the last one. They did release like an estimate. I think they are trying to do it hopefully by Halloween. So there is like, at least we do have some level of time frame. So that is the very, very great news. But that's going to basically be the current update about all of the 50 states and of course including DC for the unemployment benefits boost extension. But again, if you are still waiting, just stay strong, hang in there. I know it's very, very hard, but you guys are not alone. There are millions of people, as I always tell people, is that there are millions of people struggling in some way, shape, or form right now. I'm in New York, and we have paid completely all 6 weeks, but even us, we are going through some kind of like budget tightness also, because in New York, where I'm currently at, high cost of living, expensive, everything's like, expensive, especially for rent. So we are also, in a way, we kind of feel you guys too. So stay strong, and yeah, just sending my best wishes there. Now, if you are currently going through some kind of delay, especially if you notice that there are other people in your state that have officially been paid, but you haven't been paid, once again, as always, is that there's always going to be a percentage of people that go through some kind of delays. I did make a video focusing very particular about delays, which once again, I'll put at the very, very end. But really the summary about that is just to make sure that you guys once again have the qualifications to begin with. It's going to be someone, you have to basically be collecting $100 on state. You have to have lost work due to the pandemic. And actually a final one that some people kind of overlooked also is that you have to have also been on unemployment during August and the beginning of September, because there are a few people I do know that recently just joined the unemployment workforce or the unemployment squad. But you have to have been receiving it during August and September, because the payments that they do with FEMA are retroactive for people that have been waiting since August. So if you are someone that has been new to the unemployment, welcome. I think that for a lot of you guys will probably have to wait till the next second stimulus package to pass. And that goes on to the next point, which is basically if you are someone that has officially received 5 to 6 weeks, the next step really is just that they're currently working on the brand new second stimulus check and second stimulus package. They are really close. Like really close, as I've kind of mentioned in a couple of my most recent videos, where I talked about how the House has approved their package. Mnuchin, Pelosi, they see things as a lot of positive, bright upside. Trump has agreed to basically sign almost anything, more or less. So we're just literally waiting for those finishing touches to just draft out that bill, and especially for the Senate Republicans. So that really is the final touch, but we're just waiting for that. The bright news is that the stimulus package that they're hoping to pass is retroactive. So more or less, if you are someone that has been on unemployment since like the middle of September until today, they are planning to retro it. So the amount that you will finally end up getting is hopefully likely going to end up being the same anyway. It's really at this point just being a matter of timing, and when you're currently going to receive it. So I always just say like, hang in there. We are so close, which is a good thing. And then the other great news I also did mention also is in terms of the amount, is that the next second stimulus package, they're leaning right now to do an amount between $400 to $600. It will probably be closer to $400, but all of these amounts, the great news is they are going to be more than the $300. So we are going to be getting an upgrade. So that is the really great promising news, is that we are getting an upgrade from the $300 FEMA. It is retroactive, so the amount should be similar, and it is likely going to come separately for the FEMA part. I did mention that too, because again, the FEMA does come from a different source. The regular unemployment comes from a fund from the state, the other one comes from the FEMA, so that's kind of why they do have to arrive separately for that reason. I did explain a little bit about it in other videos, so definitely check that out. But that's really what I wanted to cover in today's video about the unemployment. So lots of bright upside. 44 states, basically around 90% of this country, has officially received some payment. It's just those final finishing touches, the last 6 states. But as always, feel free to comment down your current state and the current status, because it is great to find other people in your state, so you guys can also see what other people in your state have currently been collecting, or who's basically with you guys. You guys can find people that hopefully maybe relate to you guys, to see what everyone else is doing. And remember to smash the like button, because it does support this channel, and consider subscribing and hitting the bell for future updates on stimulus check, stimulus package, and everything related, and also about unemployment, of course. But that's going to be today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, hopefully this was a very chill, easygoing video. Stay safe, stay well, hoping for the best, because I know it's been a very hard time for a lot of different people, including me too, in a lot of ways. So just stay strong. We're almost through the end of this year. This is literally, there's like 3 months of this year left. We're on the final stretch. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, and hope to see you guys next time. Thank you guys again.